Outside on the corner where I caught the bus, thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I could live with this message. You could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence. And yes, it is so precious, yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does. It's on my planets too, start sending back the love. Snowflakes fell like a gift from the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Duke CT, live here on the Dukect Lounge. Phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. All right, man, it has been a very interesting week in the eyes of the pro wrestling world. And this is something big. Well, John Cena, the WWE champion, the man who was victorious at WrestleMania, is injured. Supposedly he's injured. It looks like he has basically an Achilles tear, a right Achilles tendon. That's what supposedly it is. The WWE.com reported that he suffered a right Achilles tendon injury during a match against Ryback in their European tour last weekend. And a lot of people are saying, is it here? Is it this or that? Real or not? I don't know. If it is or not, if it's not as bad as it is, if it is as bad as it is, he should not be doing this. At this point, he's like 36 years old. John Cena is 36 years old. And we have guest 2 here. What's up, guest 2 here on the Dukect Lounge? Remember, call in, as always, to call in. The number is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number, 724-444-7444. And that call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Yes, it is. Thank you. All right. Let me go back and say this. If John Cena is injured, this badly or not, he needs to take some time off for real. Because he's 36 years old, and this is not coming off. I mean, people say, he could be like Adrian Peterson or anything else. Newsflash for you about Adrian Peterson. I think he's a lot younger. Adrian Peterson is a lot younger than John Cena, I think. He is, 28. He's 28 years old, actually. Funny enough, I think that's his number. He's 28 years old, and he had a huge ACL tear, and he was supposedly not going to come back. It took him a long time for him to get back. And Kobe Bryant, he recently actually had an injury himself. He had an Achilles tear as well. He's out for a long time, a very, very long time. It's something that he's going to get out until at least maybe at best until January, some people say. Will be right here. It says right here on CNN.com that at best he's going to be sidelined for 6 to 9 months with this with a torn Achilles. And Kobe Bryant is not a spring chicken, man. He is 34 years old, and he's been playing a sport that is heavily used with his legs and moving up down the court. And some people say this might be it. This might be the last time we might see him. And John Cena, this guy John Cena, who's 36 years old, and he needs to use his feet as well, and he needs to pull, doing the moves, body slams, all that type of stuff. His whole offense is basically predicated with his legs or what have you. And honestly, if this is true or not, he needs to take a breather. Because it'd be really stupid to have this storyline now. Because it looks like he's actually injured it. I think he's trying to tough it out. But honestly, this is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea to have him go out and tough it out. Because if it's not, what if it's just a partial tear? If it's just a partial tear, he needs to, he needs to take a break. He needs to go and say, take at least a couple months off and everything else. Because God forbid he goes in that ring with Ryback or anyone. I mean, I'm surprised he's going to get that thing didn't get hurt as well. A lot more. He injured himself more because of that. He could have injured himself to the point that could have basically ended his career. It is, to me, very stupid of the WWE to really put or worse. I mean, it reminds me of the RG3 situation way back. As I'm a Washington Redskins fan, the RG3 situation a bit, where RG3 wanted to go back in when he was hurt during the playoff game, or when he was hurt in the postseason, between Seattle, and he said, "Let me go back in." He should have went back in. Shanahan hesitated and let him continue playing until he re-injured it even worse, his leg, and now he may or may not be back in season. Supposedly he's doing great right now, but he's young. He's going to learn his mistakes, etc. Someone like John Cena, I know he needs to be best. He needs to go out there. I need to be invincible. That's the whole thing. But someone needs to tell him, like, dude, you're 36 years old. You're in in your twilight of your career. You need to take things slow. You need to take things a step back and just say, you know what? I did what I did. I need to take a good long break. Because if you don't, I mean, he might be paralyzed. This thing could last him over a year. I'll say, Cena, take 6 months now or take a year or 6 months. Because this type of injuries, you can't play around with this stuff. I know Cena, like, I can tough it out. No. If it's a storyline, I don't know why they're going to do a storyline. People don't really care about Cena anyway. I mean, it's a really dumb way to put a storyline right here because he's getting booed against Ryback. That makes no sense. But I truly think that John Cena, if John Cena is truly hurt, he needs to take some time off. After this pay-per-view or before anything else, I wouldn't have him wrestle. I will say, you know what, you're not wrestling tonight, John. You're not wrestling tonight. You're not wrestling until maybe we'll get you until Extreme Rules. We'll put you in a match to see if you can go. If you can't go, if you can't move your leg and everything else, then you're out. We'll put a championship thing out there. We'll put a belt. We'll do something else with it, or what have you. But, yeah, you can't put someone – he might go, you just tape it up. Trust me. Everything else is going to hurt. That thing's going to hurt him, and God forbid if he goes to Extreme, before Extreme Rules, one of these house shows, and Cena might really re-injure that, and everything else. It could be even worse. And I'm looking at the chat room guest too. He says right here, or he or she or by person, I'm sorry. Says, even though this is a mid-card season, Summer's after WrestleMania, what will be the main events without Cena? It's a welcome change. Well, it would be, but there's no one else on this level. And it says right here, the next thing, it says, this honestly might be a blessing in disguise for WWE if Cena goes out for a while, force them to push others. That is true, and I do not wish injury on anyone else. This is someone, even though a lot of people bash Cena and everything else, and I've been on that train before, he's a good person, does great work. I mean, heck, early on Monday Night Raw, he showcased those kids and what have you at Make-A-Wish Foundation. He does tons of that stuff. He is a great person. In fact, I think in industry, personally, if there was a lot more John Cenas out there, not just in the wrestling industry and probably in multiple areas in real life and stuff, I think the world would be a better place. But his character is just so, his character. Yeah, it's terrible. But be that as may, I do not wish injury upon him. I would not wish it. Heck, especially the people on the Facebook message boards, which, those delightful things. And believe me, I will not show you those completely horrible messages and such. Basically, I'll say this to all those people who say I did wish Cena to die. Yeah, you know what? Go fuck yourselves. Yeah. Because honestly, the wish death upon people is completely how much of your moral fiber it really is. Yeah, but that's just my personal opinion. I hope that Cena gets better, and this might be something he needed for a long time because he's been working. This is something I always worried about. I am worried about someone like Cena because he's going to be working himself till he gets an injury, because I keep saying this in videos and reviews and everything else. WWE better stop building people up, because when Cena goes down, there's no one that they need someone on that bench. Randy Orton, he's got 2 strikes. I wouldn't trust him. Because Lord knows you can't build everything else. Shield, those guys are too. As much as I like them, they're more. They need more of an interesting, more interesting characters and such. Because I think Seth Rollins could be great. I think he's like the next Jeff Hardy, which I think WWE should be looking more into, because a lot of people, everybody loves Jeff Hardy. Well, without the whole drug abuse and such. But they need to find some other people there and start making them look better. Because Ryback, I don't know what the hell they do with Ryback. A lot of people have joined on Ryback. You know what? I like a guy just beat the crap out of people. I miss that. Too many wrestlers, come on. I miss guys just beat the crap out of people. Just Ryback just go out there, beat the hell out of you. Doesn't do any jokes, just beat the people up. He just was pushed way too quickly, way too fast. I think, to me, he should have got the Intercontinental title, just read that thing up. Oh, Goldberg, shoot. Goldberg wasn't the first to do it. I think Iron Mike Sharp did that before, or maybe I'm confusing my history. But to me, it's been a long time. Let him just build up his joints, feed me more and such. Have him win the Intercontinental title. Build him up. Build him up as the unstoppable guy to beat Punk's streak, and have him face him at WrestleMania. That would be better. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, of course, I stole that from LC5454 video. But anyway, that's interesting. CM Punk was on Raw Monday. No, he was not. I don't think so. I didn't even watch the full thing. I didn't hear anything about CM Punk. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guest 2. We'll be right back, because I'm going to be talking about Total Nonstop Action. And oh boy, I got some things to say about that. Okay, we'll be right back here on the Dukect Lounge, and hopefully you will enjoy the music. Live here for Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me. The phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Again, the number is 724-444-7444. Call D to connect to me. Dukect is 92417. Once again, the call D to connect to me. Dukect is 92417. Also, if you got the TalkShoe Live Pro 2.0 app, you just connect. You can just download that. It's free. You can just download. You can do a shoe phone. You got a mic, and you can just connect, and you can just talk to me, Duke CT, right there with me. You don't need to charge your phone and everything else. But anyway, before I get into TNA and such and rip on them, I need to get this out of the way. WWE basically it is official on May 31st, the brand extension is no more. That's right, people. It's just going to be no more Raw. Ain't going to be no more SmackDown. It's just going to be Raw. It will just be WWE Live. And, well, honestly, I can't say I'm just not really surprised, but to me, it just really shows me that the WWE just really are just really a lot, not lazy, but just really are copying the WCW format of, well, how they basically no one cares about them. I mean, WCW, as much as I loved it, had a huge roster. In fact, I think they should have cut a lot of these people. Seriously. They mirror almost identically how the way they keep doing. 3-hour Nitro, 3-hour Raw. You have a huge roster, and if basically nobody's really over because you put them in these other shows, other TV shows that don't really matter, have no real consequences at all. I mean, Thunder, WCW, Saturday Night, WCW Magazine, what have you. Coming on WCW shows, you had Then you have WCW. WCW Ride. What have you? Then you have WWE right now. We have Raw, SmackDown, NXT, which supposedly going to have a U.S. release, but no one's going to probably deal because the last time NXT was shown here on Sci-Fi in the United States didn't do so well, so that's why they got bumped back online. Let's see, Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, Superstars, NXT, and then you have Saturday Morning Slam. 6 shows. And I guarantee you no one really cares. The longest episodic television show ends, guess who? No, I don't think so. I mean, I hope not. I mean, this is just... But then again, all things end. But it just really is, WWE is just really overstretching itself. And then when you have the WWE Network on top of it, it's going to be so much fun to see that thing fall. And it is. I mean, in fact, the Divas show, the WWE Divas show, that was supposed to come on the network, the WWE Network. Now it's on E! and Legends House I think it's supposed to be an online exclusive. I mean, this is just a complete and utter disaster. I have seen I honestly think this is how what WCW would be doing right now if it wouldn't have folded. I feel like they would have probably had the WCW network or anything else. It is amazing how this company, the WWE, are just completely just going to fall so hard in their face, and it's just going to be a spectacular disaster. And honestly, I'm just right here with the popcorn right now, just sitting there chilling. But anyway, back to another. You move from one train wreck to another. Let's talk about Impact. Now, okay, I'm going to say this right now. There was some good stuff on Impact last night. You had a pretty good promos from Bad Influence and Rude Marys, the greatest tag team that ever lived, until Chavo Hernandez just completely ruined it. And seriously, Chavo, I love you, Chavo. I think you're great. I mean, you're a very good wrestler. But no, please. There has to be other people out there. Hell, I'll take my own botching at this point over Chavo. Let's see, what other things that really, really got me, what it is? It's Sting and Hogan. I just don't really care. I'm sorry. It really is sad. Hogan, Sting. I'm sorry. It's just two old guys fighting. Morgan came out. I want Morgan to come out. And by the way, Morgan losing again, I'm like, oh no. I'm sorry. I just can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. Morgan should be out there in that main event. I'm sorry. I know. He shouldn't have lost that match. I know what they're trying to do. I know they're trying to protect him. They're trying to protect him, saying he didn't tap out to the Stinger, the Scorpion Deathlock. I understand what they're doing, but there's no other way. They're going to sacrifice him to the Sting, to the Bully Ray, They're sacrificing Bully Ray. No, sacrificing Sting to that Bully Ray get that clean victory, which honestly means nothing at that point. In fact, it's just still like the same thing that happened with Bobby Roode and everything. I expect the same type of dirty finish and such. But, it's sad that Matt Morgan, the storyline never gets to go away. Another thing I didn't really mind, actually, was the Kurt Angle D'Lo Brown I Quit match. I liked it. I did. I'm sorry. I know people are like, oh, it's stupid. But for what it was, I really enjoyed it. And I was really captivated by it. Both guys had good chemistry in the ring, so I'm not going to go and be like the two old guys and roll what have you, but I thought it was a very enjoyable match. I know it's probably in a minority, but still, I was enjoyed about it. Also, Chris Sabin. Yes, I love Chris Sabin. And he came back, and by the way, he looked really good in his return in a short match, and I really wish he was going for the world title. In fact, why can't they make them say Hogan saying, there's no more heroes? Boy, I said there's no more heroes left. Chris Sabin just comes out and he runs down to the ring, and he comes out with the other TNA stars and say, you know what? There are still heroes in TNA, and they still beaten. And then Chris Sabin, that's sort of Chris Sabin is now have him build up to be number one contender. And just build that up saying, you know what, Chris Sabin has Bully Ray's number because he was the guy who kicked out of the 3D. He was the guy who pinned Bully Ray and ended Team 3D. That looks interesting, and I like that. And that would have been interesting if they went with that. And that's really the one thing I really wish they'd gone through. But, it is what it is. Sting gets to ride that, coming the white horse once again. It's frustrating. Yes, the Aces and Eights thing with D'Lo, I don't care. I think this might be the end of D'Lo, and Aces and Eights is good. Maybe they're going to start whittling down the losers. D'Lo, hopefully he's gone. Then we get Wesley gone. Then we get Garrett Bischoff. I just get him out of here. I don't care about Garrett Bischoff. Does anyone like Garrett Bischoff? I'm serious. Does anyone like Garrett Bischoff? This guy has nothing. Absolutely nothing. He is a waste of a roster spot. I don't like to say that anyway. Hell, I'll say this. Robbie E. At least Robbie E. is at least a heel, and he actually can work the crowd and such. That's it. But Garrett Bischoff, is there any positive trait to him? There's nothing. He's nothing. He's a complete nut of nothing. Why? Why is he this? I just can't do this anymore. I just can't look at a company I was praising a couple weeks ago and they just go right back to the same old TNA. Lows and such, Sting coming in to save the day. So, get rid of both Garrett and Barbie. Well, it would be easier, but, it'd be nice. But hey. And Jesse Goddard's, too. Just get rid of all of them. I don't care for it. But then again, if you think about the whole Morgan and Sting thing, I think maybe this could come out like this way. Have Morgan come out and strew Sting at Slammiversary. Then you can have a feud with Sting and Morgan towards Bound for Glory. Have Morgan beat Sting mercifully. End his career finally. Have Morgan be the guy to end Sting's career. AJ Styles beats Bully Ray for the title, and then maybe what's the next pay-per-view after that? I don't know. They only have 4 pay-per-views this year. Have him lose, let's say, Genesis, that pay-per-view, or maybe Lockdown, or maybe the UK show, or what have you. That would be something. So that'd be interesting. Oh, AJ Styles, yes. AJ Styles went down. I mean, Kurt Angle, after he beat the crap out of D'Lo, called out AJ Styles. Which, by the way, I think AJ needs some new music because that does not fit him. I'm sorry, that does not fit AJ Styles. He needs something interesting. Just maybe slow that thing down and make it more interesting because that seems too energetic for AJ's character. It just seems like very much of the departure. He needs a new theme. He has the look. He has the body language. But he needs to get a new theme. Maybe something backwards. I don't know. Ready to Fly theme is good, but I think he needs a new theme to really make this thing work even more so than it is. Basically, about the Kurt Angle, AJ promo, Kurt Angle saying, okay, I know I went my path, but this stuff is not for you. This is not you, AJ. And honestly, I know you don't want to be in this Oasis and H thing, but if you need me, we need you, AJ, the whole spill. But he said this, because basically next week there's going to be a 6-man tag, and Kurt Angle wants AJ Styles to be their partner. But it says if AJ is going to be, won't be their partner, there's going to be some problems. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. If AJ Styles goes with them or doesn't go, it's going to be on AJ's. It's AJ. It's all on AJ. He's probably not going to do it. So they're going to probably put maybe Eric Young or someone else, or maybe Joseph Park. I don't know, probably. But anyway, have Joseph Park pin Joseph Park pin Devon so he can actually get a TV title, which would be great. I would love to see Joseph Park become the new television champion. Now that's something I would think would put butts in the seats. But that's just my little opinion. Okay, what else is there to talk about? TNA. Well, by the way, why the heck? I mean, the one thing I am still missed about is that there's no tag teams in TNA anymore. Why can't they have something? There have to be something more out of these three. I don't know. It just really bothers me. Maybe they should get some new tag teams because as much as I like Bad Influence and the greatest tag team ever lived, Rude and Aries, I feel that honestly they need some more good guys of the face territory that actually can be cool but also be somewhat interesting. So it can be good, but actually decide be faces but also cool. So maybe we got Jimmy. I think they did a one night only thing with TNA, so maybe they have good contacts with them. So hey, I would like that. So, or maybe they're roaming up the Aces and Eights to take tag team titles. They need some credibility. Then again, they already lost that type of credibility. They really had any credibility to begin with. Yeah, they didn't have any credibility to begin with, Aces and Eights. Oh, they started to have some, but after Bound for Glory last year, it just fizzled away. But I'm just rambling right now. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Dukect Lounge. Again, I'll be now. I'm sorry I haven't been putting these up on YouTube and Blip, what have you. It's been crazy, violent stuff. But I will put this stuff up on Blip and YouTube and all that type of stuff. No, it doesn't cost any money to call in. It doesn't cost anything at all. So go ahead, call in, and I want to hear your thoughts, guest too. So I was about to end the show, but if you can call in right quick, doesn't even cost you any money at all. I want to hear your thoughts because I want to know who you are. I want to know who this guest two actually is because you know what? Because I like you. Because remember the number. If you want the number, it is right here. I'm gonna put in the chat room. 724-444-7444. Call ID. That is the call. The most important thing. Call ID. It's 92417. That's how you contact and get connected to me to connect to this whole little show here. Doesn't cost you a gosh darn thing. So let's see if you're going to call in. Are you going to call in right now, guest two? Let's see. I'm going to wait and see the call in, what have you. Anyway, if I'm still going to be on the air and talk, I need something interesting. Oh, wait a minute. We got something. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay, let's see. Now you're unmuted. Okay, guest two. Who are you, and welcome to the Dukect Lounge.
Hey, this is guest two. I tune in every now and again on Friday nights when I'm home.
Oh, okay. How are you doing, man? Is this Nick from Twitter?
Oh, you better believe it.
Oh, thank you so much for listening and such. Hopefully I'm not boring you.
No. I wanted to call in. I wanted to make a general point about TNA and WWE.
Oh, okay.
I watch both. I watch Raw on Monday nights, and I watch Impact on Thursday. Now, when I watch TNA, it reminds me of WCW. What it reminds me of is that TNA is really about the matches, in my opinion. In WWE, it's 3 hours long. It's about the ads. The matches are in the background. It's just terrible.
Wow. That is true. WWE does have that, but to me, WWE wasn't always about the match. They had great matches back in the day, but was based insensitive on characters and how the craziness and such. WCW had that too, but it was more focused on the matches. And to me, personally, I'm more with that side of WCW, the matches type stuff. I really like them. But I do like the characters and such, the old characters in the WWE, what have you. I think those
you're absolutely right about TNA. All the guys that are heels, it seems like they got a bunch of heels, and all the guys who are faces are just kind of, they don't really care. It's just like they're kind of I don't know, no one seems to get the crowd going who's a face.
I think the reason why most of that is happening is because, they tape a lot of that stuff. They tape one show after the other. They do live shows, and I think they tape afterwards, so that's why they get less reactions. The crowd's a little tired. I mean, some do. Chris Sabin gets some, and I think Sting and, those guys do because they have name quality, Sting, Hogan, or what have you. But it just seems there is a problem. Maybe it's because the going out in the Impact Zone, they tape in 2 shows on the same day, so that's maybe the main problem. I think it'd be best if they didn't do the live stuff. I think at best they should just do a show taping once every day, maybe earlier in the day, maybe they do one tape on Wednesday. That's the show on Wednesday. Then they do a tape show on whatever. Just tape shows, 2 shows or 3 shows or what have you, so they can just we tape all these shows, then do a live show after that, on the last week of the month, or what have you. Maybe that could save some money and time.
I didn't know they taped so much like that.
Well, it's cost money to do these shows live, And yeah. I think they'd be smart if they would have probably stayed in the Impact Zone for a while. But then again, they outgrown that place 10 times over. And I understand what they had to do, and they need to get out of there. They need to grow and move. But they have to keep this taping stuff. I wish they could just go live every week, but that costs a lot of money. Maybe in a couple of years, they will probably do a lot more live shows. More live shows, because right now, I'm going to say this, internationally they're doing pretty well. They're selling out. When you look at the live stuff, crowds they're filling in the arenas. You do watch the show, right? They do fill up the arenas. You see that, right?
They fill it up, and what else I just wanted to say, it feels like more of a wrestling show. You watch TNA for 2 hours, and it's over. It seems like it's over quick. Because I'm used to watching a 3-hour Raw. I'm used to watching a 3-hour Raw with an insane amount of commercial breaks, a bunch of stupid plugs by King and Cole. They're eating they just ordered Domino's at the announce table. Come on, what is that all about?
Pays the bills. I get that. I
just want to say about Hogan and Sting. That's what at TNA. A lot of the people who go there, I think, are going to see, Hogan. They're going to see Sting. They're going to see these couple guys who are still doing.
Yeah, that is true. I'm happy for that and Sting and everything else. And I want to ask you this though: do you agree that AJ should get a new thing? Because I think his character is good.
It's funny because everyone in TNA, to me, with the exception of a couple guys, Hogan, Aces and Eights, James Storm, everyone has a very generic theme that I don't even know who it is when they're coming out half the time.
No. I think James Storm's Sorry About You Down is not really generic. To me, it fits his character.
No, not that one. I'm saying with the exception of him, Hogan, Aces and Eights, I can't tell who's coming out.
Yeah, that's
I don't know who it is.
Yeah, and AJ should have a theme that related to him, but, you know, I just thought that's not the main problem. I mean, there are to me a lot of generic stuff right there, and that's the main problem with TNA. I feel like, I know it's cost a lot of money to do get music and everything else, but to me, that's a part of their interest. Their interest is a part of their character. Figure out what they're doing about their character. Hell, I don't like Rob E, but that little trance thing, that's a part of his character. Jesse Goddard is from Hollywood, and he wants to be big. Do some big Hollywood type thing with him. See what else? Rob Terry, big muscle man from England. Something like that. Do something that fits with his character. Something with Magnus. I wish they would have kept that thing, because that was really that opening theme. I like they kept that. I think they should have kept the whole song, because I think it really fit with him. Joe, this is something that's really distinctive. But yeah, something like King and King. That new theme he had, I like that new theme. I think that was really fit for him. But yeah, I can see why there's a lot of other things that TNA needs to work on those themes. Because there's a lot of them.
Lounge, I just wanted to say one more thing about TNA. I think I really commend them for trying to they do a tag team division. They try their best to do that. WWE, there's no tag team division. The belts have been stagnant for I don't even know how long Hell No has had them, number one. Number two, they try to do the knockouts division, and usually you get at least 2 matches, and they're not terrible. They're not terrible matches. And you know what? One more thing. I just think that TNA really is one guy, one Goldberg away from really launching into the upper echelon of wrestling.
But the problem is, those things, say, for every type John Cena, I'd say for less than John Cena or Hogan or anything else, tell them in real sports, NFL, like Andrew Luck, RG3, everything else, they're once in a lifetime for a reason. They don't come from everywhere else, man. You gotta really look for them. It's hard, and I think, to me, it's going to be what the WWE is. The problem with it is with the WWE, it's going to fall because of the network, which you haven't heard anything new from the network, WWE Network, have you? Because I haven't heard anything new from that. I'm looking for it, but yeah, it just comes as a payment plan or what have you. Have you heard anything new about that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The WWE Network.
Oh no, I don't think so. I don't know what that is.
Oh man, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be a terrible situation. But anyway, thank you so much for being here, man. Hopefully you'll come in more often. Spread the word, and thank you again for joining me here on the Dukect Lounge.
Hey, it's always good to be in the lounge.
Thank you for enjoying me. I always thought I'm just rambling. Thank you. All right, man. Thank you very much. This is it from me, Dukect. I hope you enjoyed this 42-minute edition of Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back. We will be going away. We'll be right back next week, this time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on the Dukect Lounge. So remember, you can do with the guest too, a.k.a. Nick from Twitter. Just call in, or you just download the Pro 2.0 app, and you can just click that there, and bam, you can just do connect right there on the shoe phone. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Dukect Lounge. This is Dukect. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.